Most men have no idea when a woman is secretly desiring them. They see her smile, they hear her laugh, but they miss the hidden signs, the secrets buried beneath every innocent gesture. What if I told you that her playful glance, the way she touches her hair, or even how she ignores you sometimes, are not coincidences, but proofs of deep attraction? This video will show you the psychological triggers behind those subtle actions, the reasons she acts distant when she actually wants you closer, and how to read her subconscious like a millionaire who never chases but always wins. If you've ever felt ignored, rejected, or replaced by a fake man who didn't deserve her, this might be your turning point. Because once you understand these hidden evidences of desire, you'll stop overthinking and start mastering the art of attraction. So, before you assume she's not interested, don't. Stay until the end, and you'll learn how to make her think about you all the time. Here's the truth most men never realize. Women rarely say what they truly want. They show it, in fragments through the signs hidden in their psychology, in the subtle ways they test your confidence, your awareness, and your emotional strength. Every woman has her own way of communicating desire, and if you miss these microsignals, you'll spend your whole life being ignored, rejected, or trapped in the wrong relationship. But when you learn how to read those evidences, everything changes. You stop chasing, you stop begging for attention, and suddenly she's the one trying to conquer you. Think about it. How many times have you met a girl who seemed uninterested, only to find out later she was testing you? Maybe she kept her distance, gave short replies, or even flirted with another man in front of you. It wasn't rejection, it was a test. Her subconscious was asking one question: can I trust this man with my attraction? You see, women don't want just a relationship, they crave emotional certainty. They want to feel that your confidence can't be shaken by their games. And once they sense that strength, their guard falls and desire takes over. A woman's attraction begins long before she admits it. The moment she starts noticing the details, the tone of your voice, your calm posture, the way you stop talking just to hold eye contact her, subconscious begins to build a story. And in that story, you're not just a man she finds attractive, you're the reason her heart beats faster. But here's the paradox. The stronger her desire, the more she'll try to hide it. That's the psychology behind the innocent signs. She'll act casual, pretend you're just a friend, maybe even ignore your messages, not because she doesn't care, but because she's afraid of losing control. The secrets of female attraction aren't in what she says, they're in what she tries to suppress. The way she tilts her head when you talk, the half-second longer her eyes linger on your lips, the nervous laughter when you tease her, these are not random gestures. These are proofs, evidences of a battle inside her, logic versus desire. A woman might tell herself she shouldn't like you, that you're not her type, or that it's too soon. But the body doesn't lie. Attraction is never fake. Her mind might try to resist, but her subconscious reveals everything. And here's where most men fail. They rush, they chase, they over-explain. They think that being available, sweet, or endlessly texting her will make her fall in love. But that's how you kill desire. The moment a woman feels she's got you under control, the chemistry dies, the mystery fades. Attraction needs tension, it needs uncertainty. That's why the most attractive men, the ones women dream about, are the ones who can stay calm in the storm. They don't panic when she pulls away. They don't stop being masculine when she acts cold. They understand that desire grows in space, not in pressure. There's a certain psychological seduction technique that most millionaires and confident men use without even realizing it. They mirror her emotional energy but never chase it. When she's playful, they match her vibe. When she becomes distant, they stay centered. It's a silent signal to her subconscious that says, I am not easily replaced. And that single message triggers her attraction stronger than any compliment ever could. But let's go deeper. Sometimes, a woman will intentionally ignore you to see your reaction. She's not trying to hurt you, she's testing your emotional maturity. In her mind, it's not about cruelty, it's about commitment. She wants to see if you're the kind of man who falls apart when things get uncertain. Because if you can't handle the small tests, how will you handle her real emotions, her fears, her jealousy, her vulnerability? Every relationship begins with tricks of the subconscious, and only the men who understand this language ever reach the level of deep emotional attraction. You've probably noticed this pattern before. She starts a conversation, seems interested, then disappears for a few days. Most men panic, they stop focusing on themselves, start overthinking, and destroy their natural attractiveness. But the truth is, that silence is part of her psychology. She's watching how you respond when she's not around. Do you lose confidence? Do you chase? Or do you stay composed like a man who knows his worth? Because that's what turns her on more than anything. A man who doesn't need constant validation. It's ironic, the less you try to prove yourself, the more she feels desire. The more you let her wonder what you're thinking, the more obsessed she becomes. Why? Because the female subconscious is wired to crave emotional puzzles. When she can't fully read you, she invests more energy trying to figure you out. That's how you make her think about you all the time. And the moment she's doing that, she's already emotionally hooked. So, when you see those innocent signs, the gentle teasing, the sideways glances, the way she stands closer than necessary, don't ignore them. Don't question your intuition. Those are not random behaviors. They are evidences of an inner attraction she's not ready to confess yet. And if you play your cards right by staying calm, mysterious, and subtly dominant, you'll awaken something deeper than desire. You'll trigger attachment. Because attraction isn't built on words, it's built on emotional contrasts, proofs that she can't control how she feels around you. One minute she's confident, the next she's blushing. One moment she wants to walk away, the next she's imagining what it would feel like to be in your arms. That's the moment when she realizes, this man is different. And that's the power of understanding these signs. You're not just learning how to attract the right woman, you're learning how to awaken her subconscious desire. There's a certain kind of woman who will never say "I want you," but everything she does screams it. Her voice softens when she talks to you. Her laughter lasts a little longer. She finds reasons to touch your arm, to fix your shirt, or to ask questions she already knows the answers to. Those are not coincidences. Those are signs. Her subconscious is revealing the secrets she doesn't dare admit out loud. When a woman feels desire, her body betrays her better than words ever could. The way she crosses her legs, the way she looks away when your eyes lock, the way she becomes slightly nervous when you get too close. Those are evidences that she's fighting an attraction she doesn't fully understand yet. And that's where most men fail. They take her nervousness as disinterest. They stop flirting. They don't notice the proofs because they expect the woman to make it obvious. But here's the psychological truth. The more attractive you are to her, the more she'll hide it. Her instincts push her to test your perception. She wants to see if you can sense what she feels without her spelling it out. Because in her mind, if you can read her subconscious, you're a man who truly understands women. You see, attraction is a silent dance between fear and fascination. She's afraid of being rejected or looking too eager, yet she's fascinated by the idea that you might already know. That's why her behavior seems inconsistent. One day she's warm, the next she's distant. One moment she's laughing at all your jokes, and the next she's pretending not to notice you. It's not fake, it's a defense mechanism. Her psychology is torn between protecting her heart and surrendering to desire. And that's exactly where your power lies, not in chasing her words, but in decoding her emotions. There's something magnetic about a man who can stay calm through that emotional chaos. A man who doesn't fall for the tricks or get trapped in overthinking. When she teases you, you smile. When she ignores you, you stay composed. When she gets close, you hold her gaze without blinking. This calm confidence sends a message to her subconscious. You can't manipulate me, but you can have me if you earn it. That's the mindset that turns a relationship into a psychological masterpiece. You stop being the man who's ignored and start being the man she can't replace. And here's the paradox. When you stop trying to prove your value, you become more valuable. Women feel that shift instantly. They sense the difference between a man who's begging for attention and one who already has options. The man who knows his worth doesn't chase, he attracts. He understands that desire is built in the gaps, in the unspoken moments, in the eye contact that lingers half a second too long. That's where her imagination starts to work, and once her imagination takes over, you've already won. Because psychological seduction doesn't happen through words, it happens through emotion. Think about how her body language changes when she's secretly drawn to you. She may find excuses to be near you, borrowing something, asking for help, brushing against your shoulder. She may compliment you in a way that seems innocent but carries a deeper tone. "You smell nice today," or "That color looks good on you." Those are not random remarks. Those are proofs of emotional curiosity. Each time she says something like that, she's subconsciously exploring what it would feel like to be closer. It's a test not of your looks, but of your energy. If you respond with confidence and stillness, you amplify the tension. If you act too excited or try to over-impress her, the spell breaks. The trick is to remain grounded, like a man who knows the game but never plays it too obviously. That's what triggers the desire to chase. Because every woman wants to feel like she discovered a man who doesn't need her but chooses her. That difference is everything. There's also a moment in every attraction where her resistance starts to crumble. She begins to open up, revealing personal details she normally guards. She talks about her childhood, her fears, her last heartbreak. She's not just talking, she's testing your depth. This is when you must listen more than you speak, because the moment she feels emotionally understood, she associates you with safety, and safety, in the psychology of desire, is the foundation of love. Once she feels both excited and safe with you, she's already emotionally committed, even if she doesn't realize it yet. But here's something deeper that most men never understand. A woman's desire doesn't grow from logic, it grows from emotional uncertainty. When she can predict you, she gets bored. When she can't, she becomes intrigued. That's why psychological seduction techniques focus on creating contrast, being kind yet mysterious, interested yet independent, available yet selective. You're not faking anything, you're embodying balance. And that balance makes you irresistible because it communicates that you're in control of your emotions, something most men never master. This is why confident men seem like millionaires even when they're not. Their presence alone feels valuable. They speak slowly, move deliberately, and never rush a moment. That control over time creates a sense of scarcity, and scarcity is one of the most powerful forces of attraction. When a woman feels like she might lose your attention, her subconscious starts to invest emotionally. It's the same reason she might dream about you after only a few encounters. Her mind replays the small moments you left unfinished, the questions you didn't answer, the eye contact you didn't break, the secrets you didn't reveal. Remember, the most powerful desire doesn't come from what's said, but from what's left unsaid. So when you notice her watching you from across the room, when she laughs at jokes that aren't even funny, when she finds any reason to touch you, don't rush it. Don't verbalize it. Let the tension build until she's the one who breaks the silence. Because when she does, that's when her attraction transforms into pursuit. And that's what separates a man who understands women from one who constantly feels rejected. The first one knows how to create emotional gravity. He draws her in without effort. The second one tries too hard and ends up pushing her away. The difference isn't luck, it's psychology. Once you master it, you'll stop asking, "Does she like me?" and start hearing the truth through her actions. Because every woman who desires you will always leave traces, subtle signs disguised as innocence. The key is learning to see what others overlook. When you finally learn to read those innocent signs, everything about women starts to make sense. You stop falling for the lies, the tricks, the confusing messages. You stop feeling ignored or rejected because now you see what's really happening beneath the surface, her subconscious trying to protect her heart, while her body betrays her with désir. And that's the moment when you gain real power, not the kind that manipulates, but the kind that understands. Because psychological attraction isn't about control, it's about awareness. When you can sense her energy shift, when you can feel her pulse quicken around you, you hold something rare, proofs of a connection that words could never create. Most men think they need to do something extraordinary to make a woman fall for them. But the truth is, it's not about what you do, it's about what you don't. You don't chase, you don't over-explain, you don't try to prove you're good enough. Instead, you hold your ground. You stay silent when most men would talk. You smile when others would panic. That stillness creates psychological tension, and tension is the birthplace of attraction. It's what makes her heart race without understanding why. It's what makes her imagine you when you're not around. There's a moment, somewhere between your words and her silence, when her subconscious starts to surrender. She begins to feel a mix of curiosity and safety. She wants to be near you, not because you asked her to, but because your presence feels magnetic. That's the essence of psychological seduction. You awaken something ancient, a primal response that tells her, "This man can lead me emotionally." And once that switch flips, she'll find reasons to stay close. She'll start initiating contact, sharing secrets, even defending you in conversations without realizing why. That's when you've crossed from simple attraction into emotional attachment. But this stage requires precision, because once desire is awakened, her emotions become unpredictable. She may test you harder, creating moments of doubt or jealousy, just to see if you'll lose composure. Remember, these aren't tricks meant to destroy you, they're proofs of emotional investment. A woman only tests the man she feels attraction for. If she didn't care, she'd simply walk away. Every time she challenges you, she's subconsciously asking, "Can I trust this man with my feelings?" And your job is not to react, it's to remain grounded. Because every time you stay calm, her trust deepens and her desire intensifies. Here's the paradox of psychological seduction. The less predictable you are, the safer she feels. It sounds contradictory, but it's true. Predictability kills attraction. Mystery sustains it. When you don't reveal everything, when you let her wonder, question, and even doubt a little, you activate her emotional imagination. Her mind begins to fill in the blanks, and what she imagines is always more powerful than what you could ever say. That's how you make her think about you all the time. Not by convincing her, but by letting her convince herself. Have you ever noticed how a woman will remember small things about you, the way you looked at her that night, the tone of your voice when you said her name, the silence before your first touch? Those memories replay in her mind like a movie. They become evidences of emotional connection. Even if she tries to move on, her subconscious won't let her. That's why some women come back months later, after you've stopped chasing, because desire isn't logical, it's psychological. And when a man plants the right emotional seed, it keeps growing in her mind, long after he's gone. So, how do you turn these hidden signs into something real? You don't rush it, you amplify it, you let the tension breathe. When she looks at you a little too long, you hold the gaze. When she leans closer, you lower your voice. When she laughs, you pause and let her feel the silence. Every detail becomes a form of communication. You're not seducing her body, you're seducing her subconscious. And once her subconscious is emotionally hooked, the rest follows naturally. That's when she starts imagining what it would be like to be yours, not because you told her to, but because you made her feel it. That's the real secret behind irresistible attraction. It's emotional suggestion, not persuasion. You create moments that feel spontaneous but are actually deliberate. You allow her to feel in control, even when you're leading the entire dynamic. This is how millionaire seducers, charismatic men, and emotionally intelligent leaders operate. They don't just speak, they evoke. They don't chase, they attract. And because of that, women feel something deeper than physical desire. They feel recognition. They feel seen, understood, and magnetically drawn to the man who seems to get them without effort. The irony is that this power doesn't come from manipulation. It comes from authenticity. You can't fake calm energy. You can't fake presence. The subconscious picks up every false tone, every fake smile, every insecure gesture. Real attraction comes from emotional congruence, when who you are inside matches what you project outside. When your confidence is not arrogance but quiet certainty. That's what separates the men who keep chasing love from the ones who never have to chase at all. And when you reach that point, when you can read the signs, stay grounded through the tests, and express desire without words, something incredible happens. The woman stops hiding, her defenses melt, her eyes soften, her laughter changes tone. She lets you in, not because you forced your way, but because she chose you. That's the highest level of psychological attraction, mutual surrender built on emotional understanding. So remember this: Every time you think she's ignoring you, she might be watching how you handle it. Every time she pulls away, she's measuring your strength. Every time she acts cold, she's seeing if your warmth can melt her resistance. Women don't fall for words, they fall for energy. They fall for presence. They fall for the man who makes them feel seen without saying a word. The secrets are simple, but most men will never notice them. They'll keep overanalyzing texts, chasing validation, or accusing her of being fake. But the man who truly understands female psychology, he sees the proofs where others see confusion. He knows how to turn every moment of uncertainty into attraction, every silence into desire. Ever felt
and
invisible
every innocent
or didn't know what to
glance
say
into
to
a
attract
doorway
someone
to
you
deeper
like?
connection?
I totally
Because at
understand.
the end of the day,
That's
desire
why I created
isn't
a
about
special guide
possession,
showing
it's about
step by step how to
recognition.
connect authentically
It's about
and
two
spark
people who
natural
finally
interest.
see each other's
It's in the first
subconscious
pinned
truth.
comment.
And when
Give
that
yourself the
happens,
chance to transform
when she looks
your
at you and her
relationships.
walls drop,
You'll know it instantly.
if you found these secrets,
her smile will
eye-opening.
change.
Wait until the next
her breathing
video.
will slow.
You'll discover
and
the
in that
subtle
quiet,
signals she
timeless
gives without
moment,
realizing
you won't
it,
need words.
and how it can completely
You'll
change
already
your
have
dating
her
strategy.
not through tricks but
Don't
through
miss
truth.
it.